Self-driving robo-taxis are undergoing trials in the UK ahead of the government's anticipated spring launch, with London emerging as the latest battleground in the global robo-taxi race.
기대를 모았던 올봄 영국 정부의 자율주행차 시범사업 개시를 앞두고 현지에서 자율주행 택시들이 이미 시험 운행에 돌입하는 등 런던이 글로벌 로보택시 경쟁의 최신 격전지로 부상하고 있습니다. Alright, so we're talking about robo-taxis.
Yep.
Tell us more.
It's kind of, I don't know. My
Would
thoughts
you be
about
comfortable getting in a taxi with
I
no
don't
driver?
think so. I don't think so, but it sounds scary to me. But I guess this is something it's become. London is the battleground for this global robotaxi race. So I guess after we see what happens there, we can kind of get an idea of how this will affect other countries.
Exactly.
So what's going on is there's a self-driving car that's been developed by a British startup that's navigating London's busy streets ahead of this planned government robotaxi launch in the spring.
Yep.
So they're saying that London has become the new front in the global robotaxi race, with different companies set to join pilot programs. And they will be navigating through London's very historic and congested roads. So it's posing a lot of challenges. And there's also the famous black cab drivers who have to master this knowledge, I guess. And they're saying that there's a lot of skepticism whether it will happen or not, with a lot of critics arguing that autonomous taxis don't really offer a lot of advantage in a city that's crowded with traffic and unpredictable pedestrians. You could have kids, you could have people just flying out from places. Meanwhile, supporters are saying that this AI-driven system learns from real-world data rather than just relying on pre-mapped routes. So they're saying that this will be helpful, and they're promising competitive pricing, which might be a factor for a lot of people as they gradually roll out the program.
자, 일단 지금 영국 정부가 본격적으로 이런 로보택시를 시행하고 시범적으로 운영을 하기 전에 이제 UK 스타트업인 웨이브 테크놀로지에서 로보택시를 시험 운행하고요. 또 미국의 웨이모에서 또 중국의 바이두에서도 마찬가지로 지금 동시다발적으로 많은 회사에서 로보택시를 시험 서비스 운행을 한다고 합니다. 그래서 런던에서 승객들이 빠르게는 4월 정도부터 타볼 수 있다고 해요. 그러고 나서 이제 정식으로 나중에 또 이 택시들이 운영이 되겠죠. 근데 블랙 캡 얘기를 해주셨는데 영국 하면은 아주 상징적인 것 중에 하나가 이 검정색 택시예요. 근데 우리는 이제
They're not yellow like in other countries.
Not yellow, no, that's right. Black cabs인데 이 black cab는 뭐 비싸기도 하지만 운전 기사가 되기 위한 과정이
They go through a lot.
너무
right?
어려운 것으로 아주
You have to know
유명합니다.
all the roads.
맞습니다.
So, because back in the day, I remember getting on a cab, and the driver they didn't have the fancy GPS
No, of
systems,
course,
and
right.
they knew
Yeah.
all the roads so well that you could just say where you want to go, and they would know the quickest way there.
Yeah.
But these days, you call a taxi using an app, and they use the map that's already there.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've noticed, even if I get on a cab and I say I want to go somewhere, they have to look it up on a map.
I'm going to give you an idea of how painstaking this whole process of becoming a black cab driver is. Can you guess how long it takes for a potential black cab driver to memorize all of the different routes in London?
I'm just going to give a wild guess. 5 years?
Okay, well, not quite.
Okay.
3 years.
3 years. Okay, so it's shorter than what I expected.
34 months to be
34
more
months.
precise.
But that's like
They say,
intensive schooling, right? You have to actually
no.
go through a program.
So what they do is, on average, each potential black cab driver will drive a scooter around all of the different alleyways in London for 34 months, for 3 years, and they have to memorize every single route. And then the test involves just saying by heart how to get somewhere. So the examiner will say,
Let's go.
How do you get from Trafalgar Square to, I don't know, the something arena? And then you just have to say it on the spot. If you hesitate,
Turn right here, turn
or
left
if you
here.
don't know, and you also have to say the shortest route, the best route as well. If you don't know, then you fail. And you
my
have to
goodness.
start studying
But
again.
it's not a driving test. You have to say it.
You have to say it.
That
네.
makes it harder, I
네,
think.
그래서 굉장히 이 블랙캡 기사가 되는 과정이 까다로워서요. 이렇게 지원자가 평균 34개월 동안 스쿠터를 타서 런던 곳곳을 돌아다니면서 길을 다 외우고 그다음에 말로 자, A 지점부터 B 지점까지 가는 최적의 방법, 경로 말하세요. 하면 그 즉시 말을 해야지 통과를 하는 그런 과정이 있기
But
때문에
wouldn't that depend on like the traffic situation and the time of day or
그거는 알 수가 없죠. 그건 알 수가 없지만 그런 것까지도 좀 감안해서 보는 것 같아요. 요 시간대에는 이 길이 낫겠다. 저 시간대에는 저 길이 낫겠다. 그러니까 한 3년 평균적으로 걸리는 거겠죠.
Yeah.
자, 그런데 이렇게 까다롭다 보니까 요즘에 점점 블랙캡 택시 드라이버의 숫자가 줄고 있어요. 그런 와중에 이제 로보 택시들이 나오고 있는 실정입니다. Alright, let's have a look at some expressions here. Enough
Okay.
about the robo taxis.
Yeah.
Let's look at
Interesting topic.
undergoing trials.
Right. When something undergoes something, that means it's experiencing or going through something. So when something is undergoing a trial run, we usually add run after that. You can say that it's like a person, it could be a person or a product or a process that is experiencing a period of testing or it's kind of a period where you try to determine how sustainable it might be or how effective it might be or maybe the legality of the issue during these trials.
Right.
And another way you could say this would be something's going through a test run or it's a pilot. A pilot is usually used for something that's the first time when they do it for the first time, but you also use it when something is going through like a test period before its official launch.
Right. 자, undergoing something이라고 하면은요, 무언가가 지금 진행 중이다, 운영 중이다, 운행 중이다, 이런 느낌이 있어요. undergoing trials는 시험 운행 중이다가 되겠고, 또 많이 쓰는 표현은 this area is undergoing construction.
Yes.
그러면 공사 중이다, 이런 뜻이 되겠습니다. 자, 이어서 anticipated.
Anticipated. So when something is anticipated, that means it's regarded as probable and you can expect or predict something to happen.
그렇죠. 기대된다, 예상된다. Something is anticipated. 다시 읽어보겠습니다. Self-driving robo-taxis are undergoing trials in the UK ahead of the government's anticipated spring launch, with London emerging as the latest battleground in the global robo-taxi race. Here's our next headline. We're moving on to Spain.
The final piece of the central tower of Barcelona's Sagrada Familia in Spain has been installed, bringing the church to its full height 144 years after construction began, with completion expected in about a decade after the addition of a striking south-facing facade.
스페인 바르셀로나에 위치한 사그라다 파밀리아 대성당의 중앙 첨탑 꼭대기에 최근 십자가 상단 부분 설치가 마무리되면서 건축이 시작된 지 144년 만에 성당이 최고 높이에 도달했습니다. 최종 완공은 건물 남쪽의 장대한 전면부가 완성되는 약 10년 후가 될 것으로 예상됩니다.
Wasn't it supposed to be completed like
This year?
This year, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, Gaudi, who constructed this, died in 1926.
Yeah.
Exactly 100 years ago. So this year is a very special
Important
year
year,
for
yeah.
Sagrada Familia.
Yeah.
And they were hoping it was going to be completed by this year, but not yet.
Because I visited when I was, let's see, in 2013.
Okay.
And they said back then that
It's
it would
gonna
be
be-
done around 10 years later.
Ah, well, no, got to
it
wait another
keeps
10 years.
being pushed back. I wonder if they actually really want to complete it.
그래요. 스페인 건축가 가우디의 미완성 걸작이죠. 아직도 완성이 되지 않은 상태인데 그래도 어쨌든 이제 최고 높이인 172.5m는 최근에 도달했고 올해가 굉장히 특별한 해이기 때문에 가우디 100주기여서 여러 특별 행사도 올해 열릴 거라고 합니다.
Yep.
Alright, let's have a look at bringing to its full height.
Yeah, so apparently that the central tower is the tallest tower. So it's after they've put this in, the full height of the Sagrada Familia is 172.5 meters. So when you bring something to its full height, that's when something stands up straight and it's the highest point.
그래요. Bringing something to its full height. 무언가를 최고 높이에 달하게 하다.
So it's not going to be any taller, even if they finish constructing it.
네, 전 세계의 어떤 성당도 이 높이를 넘는 게 없습니다. 자, 그다음에 striking 볼까요?
Yeah, striking. When you strike something, that it's as a verb, that means when you're hitting something. But when something is striking, it means that it attracts attention.
Yeah.
Because it might be a little unusual, extreme, or prominent.
You look very striking today, Karen.
Yeah, and it's usually used as a compliment, right?
그래요. striking이 굉장히 아름답다라는 의미로 쓸 수 있어요. 그래서 지금은 striking south-facing facade라고 했는데요. 남쪽을 향해 있는 건물의 앞면이 굉장히 아름답다라는 뜻이겠죠.
It's beautiful. And I remember being shocked when I actually walked in because
Yeah.
what I imagined when you see the outside of the cathedral and when you walk in, it's completely different.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love
It
to
feels
go.
like you're in outer space, although he started building it very early. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was started being constructed in 1882.
Yeah, it's
goodness.
beautiful. Yeah.
자, 다시 읽어보겠습니다. The final piece of the central tower of Barcelona's Sagrada Familia in Spain has been installed, bringing the church to its full height 144 years after construction began, with completion expected in about a decade after the addition of a striking south-facing facade. And here's our final headline. It's all about the lottery.
A man in the U.S. who had been buying lottery tickets with the same number for 22 years has finally hit the jackpot, winning $3.5 million in a recent drawing.
미국에서 지금까지 22년 내내 동일한 번호로 복권을 구매해온 남성이 최근 진행한 추첨에서 마침내 1등에 당첨돼 $350만, 우리 돈으로 약 51억 원을 받을 수 있게 됐습니다. Talk about persistence.
Yeah, consistency is key, I guess.
All right.
So these same numbers, there were 6, 8, 16, 20, 26, and 45.
I mean, I think the numbers themselves don't mean anything, but they actually symbolized something. I guess they were maybe birthdays or special numbers that the family liked.
Yeah, something. So
Yeah.
that's probably why he kept using the same number. But
Okay.
it's apparently very difficult to win the lottery in this way when you put in the same number
Yeah.
every time. So
The odds are 13 million to 1.
yeah. And he apparently the ticket was purchased it was purchased by a friend while he was away, and he realized that he had won as soon as he checked the draw results, and he chose the lump sum option.
Yeah.
So he will receive about $1.28 million after taxes.
그래요. 미국 오하이오주에 있는 한 남성입니다.
Yep.
22년 동안 같은 번호로 계속 복권을 샀던 거고 그러다가 마침내 당첨이 됐어요. 자, 그런데 이제 복권 당첨금을 수령하는 방식이 여러 가지가 있죠. 연금 방식으로 이제 조금씩 받게 되면은 그때 최대 금액이 우리 돈으로 한 51억 원인데 이 남성은 그렇게 연금 방식으로 받지 않고 일시금으로 받겠다라고 말했어요. 그렇게 되면 이제 실제 수령액은 우리 돈으로 한 18억 원입니다.
That's still a lot.
그래도
I mean, and he said that he's going to retire. So if
Yeah.
if you feel like if you're not in your teens
Yeah.
or if you're not in your 20s,
I don't
why
know how
not?
old he is, but I mean, I guess still $1.2 million is ample money to give you a comfortable life, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's have a look at the expressions. Hit the jackpot.
Yeah, so it was used quite literally here because when you hit the jackpot, it means that you win the largest prize in a competition or game. So in this case, in the lottery, it was the largest sum that he
네.
could win.
대박을 터뜨리다라는 뜻이고요. 여기서는 복권에 당첨되다. And what's a drawing?
A drawing. It's so that would be when you actually draw something because in the past they would actually draw numbers.
Yes.
So it's the selection of the winner or winners in a lottery or raffle.
네, 복권 추첨을 drawing이라고 합니다. 다시 읽어볼게요. A man in the US who had been buying lottery tickets with the same numbers for 22 years has finally hit the jackpot, winning $3.5 million in a recent drawing. All right, well, that's it for the headlines.